call the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of the City of Leesburg to order. It's Thursday, September 18th, 2025, 4:30. Please stand for the invocation and the pledge of the flag.
Oh, Heavenly Gracious Father, we ask that you bless us today at our meeting, oh Father God. We pray that you just come to us to make good decisions for the people as well as the city. These things we pray in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Almost fell over.
Watch out.
Okay. Everybody had an opportunity to look at the minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions? If not, I'll accept the motion to approve.
Motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you very much. You want to go ahead and swear in? If anybody wants to speak today, you have to be sworn in. So if you plan on talking, please stand up and be sworn in. Please. Sorry.
Do you swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Yes.
Thank you very much. Dano?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to welcome everyone to the September 18, 2025 City of Leesburg Planning Commission meeting. My name is Dan Miller, Planning Director for the City of Leesburg. Staff present today includes Executive Assistant Sabrina Mitchell to my left, Deputy Director Candy Harper, Senior Planner Diane Yeckel, and Max Van Allen over here behind me, Planner Melissa Metters de los Santos on the computer, and City Attorney Jennifer Koch. Today's agenda and speakers registry is available on the table by the exit door. If you'd like to speak on a case, we would ask that you would please sign that speakers registry and turn it in to Sabrina, who's here on my left. Under the rules of participation, the meeting is conducted under the following process. The chairman will announce each case, and the staff will present exhibits for the record, including maps, photos, exhibits, and text on the screens. Staff will then provide the case background and some descriptive information about the case, and then read a recommendation into the record. The applicant will then have the opportunity to speak on the case. The public will have time for comments on the case. The applicant will be allowed an opportunity to respond. The chairman will close the case to the public. The commission will discuss the case and then take a vote. From there, they will move on to the next case on the agenda. The Planning Commission is made up of citizens who are appointed by the City Commission, and they have two primary functions. One is to make final decisions on cases such as variances and conditional uses. We don't have any of those on the agenda today. And then they make recommendations for issues which will be heard by the City Commission. The city staff provides recommendations to the Planning Commission based on the city's comprehensive plan and the city's land development regulations in consistency with state of Florida statutes. There are 5 cases on today's agenda. 2 of those cases, which are the Dominium Apartments small-scale comp plan and PUD zoning, will be being requested to be held due to an error in the sign posting. So we have to correct that to be legally processed correctly. We have contacted their applicants, and they understand and they're fine with that. The remaining 3 cases on the agenda today will receive recommendations by the Planning Commission, and those recommendations will then be forwarded to the City Commission for final decisions. So there's no final decisions made today. There are tentative dates for the City Commission hearings, which are listed in bold on the agenda. I want to just remind everyone that those dates are subject to be changed, so we ask that you would check with our office or the city clerk's office regarding final hearing dates, and we'll give you that. Finally, on behalf of the Leesburg Planning and Zoning staff and the Planning Commission of the City of Leesburg, we'd like to thank you for your participation in today's public hearing, and thank you, Mr. Chairman.
My pleasure. All right. New business number 1, public hearing case PUD 25-687 Leesburg Lakefront Planned Unit Development.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Under the background for this case, the project consists of a rezoning from planned unit development and C3 highway commercial to planned unit development. This is on a site that consists of 29 plus or minus acres, which are generally undeveloped. There's some old structures on there. It's generally located north of Highway 441 and east of Primble Road. The request is for approval of a future development consisting of 278 multifamily units with 12,000 square feet of commercial uses, along with a clubhouse, approximately 2,800 square feet, a boathouse, and some associated amenities. Under the overall proposal, there's no request to change the future land use for this property. This is strictly a zoning. The proposed zoning is consistent with the future land use. Future land use is general commercial, and the zoning is PUD to PUD. PUD with revised conditions. Senior Planner Diane Yeckel will present the maps and photo exhibits, which include aerial zoning, future land use, surrounding land use, wetlands, flood zone maps, commission maps, and CRA maps.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Starting off, we have the extended aerial, which shows the subject property as being north of 441 and southwest of 44. And then when we do a closer aerial of the subject property, we see that once again it is north of 441 and east of Pemble Road. It is currently zoned City PUD Planned Unit Development and C3 Highway Commercial. There is also City PUD to the southeast, and there is City P Public to the east and going through the subject property, which is the power easement, and City C3 to the east and to the south. For Lake County zoning, it is to the north we have RP, Residential Professional. To the south we have C2, Community Commercial District. And for the west we have RMRP, Mobile Home Rental Park District. The proposed zoning is PUD, Planned Unit Development. And the future land use, the current future land use is general commercial, which is also to the east and south, and to the southeast is Sunnyside Estates. And for Lake County future land use, to the west and south there is urban medium density, and to the south is also urban low density. For the surrounding land use, to the north we have a single family and government wetlands. To the south we have a vacant government municipal, a convenience store, and a freestanding building. To the east we have a store, office, auto sales, a vacant residential, and medical building. And to the west we have a 55-plus mobile home community. There is some part of the property with flood zones, as well as wetlands. And it is in the 27441 CRA in Commission District number 5. And we did post the site. The top photo shows a close-up of the sign on the subject property. And then the bottom photo is looking east along US Highway 441 from the subject property. The top photo is looking north onto the subject property from US Highway 441. And the bottom photo is looking south across US Highway 441 from the subject property. And the top photo is looking west along US Highway 441 from the subject property. And the bottom sign, we went down the road a little bit more toward Leesburg, and the bottom photo is a close-up of that second sign on the subject property. And we have looking north onto the subject property from US Highway 441, and then looking east along US Highway 441 from the subject property. And then the top photo is looking south across US Highway 441 from the subject property. And then the bottom photo is looking west along US Highway 441 from the subject property. And that is all I have, Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Ms. Yeckel. With that, we move on to the departmental review summary. The project was sent out to all city departments plus Lake County government and Lake County School Board for comment. Under the city department responses, there were no substantive comments that were returned from the city departments. In that case, of course, that means that the city has sufficient capacity to serve the development in terms of water, wastewater, gas, electric, et cetera. So availability does exist in those systems. Under the school board, they noted that the residential uses, their comment was that the residential uses will be subject to a concurrency review. And just to remind everyone, a concurrency review is a review by the school board staff to see if there are adequate student stations created. If there are adequate stations created, then it goes forward. If there are not, then there has to be a mitigation agreement working with the school board to actually provide payment, which will allow for those stations to be brought into the system, those student stations, meaning desks, essentially. Under Lake County Public Works had no comments. We do note that staff is continuously communicating with Lake County and FDOT on various projects, and if this project is eventually approved, then all the requirements of the appropriate agency, in this case mostly DOT, would have to be followed. Under public responses, the per Florida statute and City of Leesburg code requirements, the project was legally advertised, posted, and letters were sent out to the surrounding property owners within 200 feet. We did not receive any written responses to the ads or letters. There may be some folks here tonight that want to talk about it, but we have not received any in the office. Under the PUD requirements, this proposal consists of a total of 278 multifamily units. And when we say multifamily, we're talking about apartments in most cases. And in this case, that's what it is. The request includes also 12,000 square feet of commercial uses, which would be permitted based on the C3 highway commercial zoning district. They're proposing for a 4-floor maximum height, which was requested to create a view of Lake Griffin. Minimum off-street parking spaces would be required for each unit. Generally, if you have a 1-bedroom, it's 1.5, and 2 and 3-bedroom units are 2 spaces. So that would be based on the code. The project proposal does include design and architectural standards, which are found under Section 25360 in the City of Leesburg Code of Ordinances, and it's also in the PUD wording and exhibits, including a minimum 35% of the property in open space, dark sky lighting, which, as you are all aware, the city has gone to over the past couple of years. A solid landscaping plan. We increased the landscaping on this one along 441 in terms of landscaping, the size of the trees and shrubs in there. That was in the previous zoning as well, so we kept that. There's a 30-foot buffer along the western side of the property, which was also in the previous zoning. That has a 4-foot berm upon which a 6-foot privacy fence has to be installed. So the neighbors back to the west will have that same berm that was provided in the previous zoning and a 6-foot fence on top of that. The use, of course, of Bahia or Bermuda grass is required in place of St. Augustine to reduce water usage. There is access shown on the site plan, and at least 2 separate access points will be required. Again, because this is a 441, it's under DOT authority, so the developer will be required to provide any and all expansions or upgrades to the entryways and roadways if needed and required by DOT. Under recreation, under recreation requirements, there has to be at least 1.4 acres of active recreation areas, and those include a swimming pool, walking trail, children's playground, dog park area, things of that nature that are required in the PUD. The development will be on city water and wastewater, and our utility services have indicated through the review process, again, that there is sufficient capacity to serve the development at this time. There is a phasing or expiration clause which requires the development move forward with substantial commencement within 4 years. That's the standard that's in all PUDs now. If it does not, then it reverts back to the RE1 zoning standards, which is 1 acre per unit. So they do have to move within 4 years. And then finally, I did want to point out, Mr. Chairman, if I may, before we get into the recommendations, the PUD document, we happen to find two things that we need to change in it. On page 1, under the background, the zoning reference is 20.36 acres, and it should be 29.36. It's 29 point something acres. And that's on page 1. And then on page 2, under section 4B4 development standards, we're referencing in there another section, and it's listed as go to section 10 open space, and it should read section 9 open space. So very minor, but we wanted to make sure that those things are done correctly. Moving to the two recommendations, the first is for, the one recommendation is this one, the next one has two. For the Leesburg Lakefront RV Park, that's the owner, but that's not the use. Again, that's the Leesburg Lakefront is the new property project name. Rezoning to PUD under PUD 25687. Planning and Zoning Department is recommending approval of this request for the following reasons. One, the proposed zoning classification of PUD is compatible as conditioned with the current surrounding zoning districts of Lake County RP, which is residential professional, C2 community commercial, RMRP, which is mobile home rental park, and with city C3 highway commercial, PUD plan unit development, and then Lake County agriculture and P public. 2, the future land use of city general commercial is compatible with the adjacent future land use designations of Lake County urban medium, city general commercial, and Sunnyside estates. 3, the proposed request as conditioned does not appear to create a detriment to the surrounding properties based on the conditions, location, and proximity to future compatible developments. And the action requested for the rezoning is vote to approve staff's recommendation to rezone the subject property from city plan unit development and C3 highway commercial to city of Leesburg plan unit development, and forward this recommendation to the city commission for their consideration. Mr. Chairman, staff sees this request as a significant upgrade from the current PUD zoning, which you may remember came through this commission a couple of years ago it ended up under ordinance 2140, which was Harbor View RV Park. This was an RV campground with some commercial uses permitted. Staff does believe that this combination of residential, commercial, and recreational uses, i.e. the boating activity that will hopefully generate, is a better long-term use for the land, and we do believe it will create more economic activity within the bounds of the city of Leesburg. So based on that, staff's review of this proposal, the fact that it's consistent with the city's comprehensive plan and land development regulations, the staff is recommending approval for this case, PUD 25687. Mr. Michael Rankin from the Land Planning Group, is that in Tavares, Mr. Rankin?
It certainly is.
It's in Tavares, and they used to be in Mount Dora. I want to be sure that was correct. Along with Mr. Enon Winkler and Mr. Todd Bleakley are here to represent the case and answer any questions you may have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions of staff? All right. Mr. Rankin? Please state your name and your address, please.
Absolutely. Michael Rankin, Managing Member, owner of Land Planning Group, 2050 Classic Avenue, Tavares. Also live off of Silver Lake Drive in Leesburg, Florida. And I mentioned the word classic instead of classic because Miss Harper did school me on that, so it was a good thing. First and foremost, thanks for your time tonight. I know you have a difficult job facing folks like me to come up and plead a case for approval. We're simply asking for you to consider approving staff's recommendation of our project. As Dan mentioned, this project came to you the first time as an RV park. You'll see in the bold writing in the PUD, Leesburg Lakefront RV Park LLC. That's just simply the name of the property. This is not a RV park. There's no bait and switch. There's no intention here. We intend to build 278 multifamily units consisting of 3 4-story, 2 3-story, and then 2 townhome buildings of 2-story. 580 car park and 8 trailer spaces, giving about 2.08 spaces per dwelling unit, 566 surface, 24 garage, and 8 trailer park. Dan mentioned 12,000 square foot of commercial. We envision seeing 3 buildings with minimum of 74 car park there. We see the opportunity for maybe an eatery or something of that nature. There's a void there if you drive 441 before you get into core downtown, and out near what we call the mall, there's a little bit of a void for some eateries there, so we see that opportunity. The one thing I did want to hit on, and Melissa, thank you, that's perfect. The property line to the west, behind Building 5. Incidentally, Building 5 is a minimum of 155 feet from the property edge there. So Building 5 looks a little deceiving. Maybe it's a little close, but it's 155 feet. But if you run along the western part of the road, that'll be fenced. And Melissa, if you could go to the very top, separating us from the residents there, that property will be fenced as well. So there will be a fence on the north with the necessary landscaping that will screen the gentleman that lives in that house. So I want to make sure that was added as well. You can see we spent a great deal of time. We even looked at possibly removing the man-made canals here. Some were man-made and some were somewhat natural, but we decided to keep it. We have spent about 2 years trying to determine the highest and best use for this property, and we came up with the 5 buildings and then the 2 smaller buildings for townhomes. You see strewn about, it's the green space, and we have more than adequate buffers that's called out. Melissa, if you can go to the, not the next slide, but the following slide, please. And if you could reposition that. Well, okay. Well, if you, I apologize, but you can see the rendition of what we wanted to show. This is market rate. These are not, this is not a subsidized effort. This is a market rate development of 278 units. We want to build something where people want to live at, not have to live at, if you understand where I'm coming from. So highly amenitized, on the water, hoping for an eatery or 2 on the front there. Nice clubhouse to the back that could be larger than what we have in the PUD, not smaller, but larger, and additional amenities. And as we pull this out of the ground, the amenities could change, like we've seen recent years where it's gone from a certain exercise, tennis to pickleball, that type of thing. So we'll reserve the right to be flexible on the type of amenities that we bring in. Again, market rate, well landscaped, well buffered, fencing around, including to the north. We are agreeing to the 13 uses under land use. The site access, we continue to work with FDOT, the county, and the city for proper means of ingress egress on the property, as well as internal use. You'll see a roundabout there in the rendition. And we adhere to the design standards. Again, we want this to be something that where people want to live at, not have to live at. You know, we want them to stay. As I mentioned, the buffers are more than adequate, and we respectfully are asking for your consideration based on staff's recommendation. I'll yield my comments at this time if there are any opportunity to rebut.
Any questions of the applicant?
I was curious about that comment about not where you want to live. What did you say?
We want a property where people want to live there, not have to live there. Where, you know, they're running around desperate trying to find a place to live. We want people to want to live here because of the amenities, because of the development. So it's just a perception.
Okay.
I got a question. Just curious, do you take, there seems to be a lot of water and marsh and shrub swamp in that area. I know that's not where you're building, But do you take any core samples where the buildings are being built and the houses?
That's a great question. Yes, we did. And in fact, that's what's determined where the footprint of the buildings would go. Yes, sir, we did.
Okay, thank you.
Happy to share that information with staff.
Mr. Chairman, on the site plan that's provided, there's some townhouse units there, and there are 4 units per building. And I wanted to clarify something. Multifamily is generally considered 4 units and up. But in this case, I would like to request that we add the word townhouses under permitted uses, as that could be confusing to someone else who's reading this. It just would clarify. And they do have townhouses. Doesn't mean they have to build them, but they are on the site plan. And I don't want there to be an argument about what multifamily is or is not. If it says townhouse, then it's clear.
Okay. Yeah, if it's the will of the people here.
Yes, sir.
The 2 corrections you made are on record, so we don't have to put that in the motion, but the addition of the townhouse will put in as a motion.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chair, one more item. I misspoke. I believe I said 150 feet or 158. It's actually 118 feet from Building 5 to the property line,
Okay, thank you.
minimum.
Any other questions?
Yeah, what's the elevation on the northernmost building to the lake itself? What's the differential?
At 4-story, we're not to exceed, what, Dan, 40 feet? 48 feet?
I'll give you that number. Had it in my head.
Yeah, so how high
It'd have to
above
be
the lake?
higher than 40 feet.
Yeah, so how high above the lake are you, water level?
If I'm understanding from finished floor elevation
Yeah,
above the
yeah,
lake,
yeah.
I think where Dan's looking for that number, not to exceed.
Yeah, the building height's 55.
That's it.
For 4 stories. Usually 4 stories won't take that much.
Yeah.
The difference from where the finished floor elevation is to the lake, we won't know that exact number until the plans come in. It will have to be 1.5 feet minimum out of any flood zone. I don't believe they're trying to build in any flood zone, and they cannot build in a wetland. So if it was a situation where they needed to build in a flood zone, you have to bring in enough soil, tamp it down, and be 1.5 feet above the flood zone level, flood elevation, and base flood elevations. That's the right term. So it'd have to be 1.5 feet above the base flood elevation in order just to begin building, and then you'd be a foot or so, a couple feet above that for the base floor.
Our footprints are high and dry.
Mike, I got a question for you. Existing PUD was for I think it was a RV resort center. How many spaces was that going to allow or was permitted? I can't remember. Do you recall?
I do not. I know respectfully, we were assigned to put as many as we could in there. That's not an answer, but I do know the number was pretty healthy.
It's 250.
250 sites
Yeah.
for the existing PUD.
Yes, sir.
And we're going for 280,
278.
278? Okay.
Those are spread out over
Yeah,
the
but the
property more.
footprint for these will be less
Yes.
than the existing PUD for the RV program. Okay. And will some of does it matter, but some of these be for sale, like townhouses perhaps? Or
They could
no
be.
yet?
They could
No,
be.
yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Could be either way. Okay.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Chair, if I might, the excited, we've exhausted time with our developer on this project, and we've drug our feet purposely to make sure we get this right. But if you run along 441 there and you come across an area that's just been in dire need of a shot in the arm for many years, it's that piece of property. This group has spent the time and effort to keep it somewhat manicured, remove a couple hazardous buildings, but that property is prime and ready to go. And you look at the surrounding areas, I really see an opportunity for, especially on the commercial portion in the front, to benefit not only this development but other areas along 441.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks. Is there anyone to speak for or against in the audience? Yeah, I saw it. Settle down. Were you sworn in, sir?
Yes, my name is Frederick David Spangler. I live at Brittany Estates, just across the road from Pemble Road or Pemble Street there.
What's your address?
924 Mark Road, Leesburg, Florida. I'm also on the board of directors over there, and we have some concerns. I have some personal concerns about noise and traffic and property values. Has there been a study done on noise and traffic and property values and what that might be in a few years down the road?
I don't have that answer. Mr. Rankin, you can answer these questions.
However you want me to do it.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and just give us your questions, and he can come back up and answer them.
Okay.
That way you don't use up all your time.
What all, I don't understand everything that's been said, but what all the property can be used for? I understand it can also be used for RV park, is that correct?
The
That is-
landowner's name is RV, but it's not going to be RV.
Now,
Okay,
the
so there's no
existing-
RV.
The existing PUD was, I believe, permitted for RV.
But not now.
No, it is correct
Let
right
Dan-
now, yes.
If I
Let
may,
Danny-
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Spangler, in 2021, there was an ordinance that turned this property, the zoning in this property allowed 250 RV parking spaces spread out all over the property. And I believe it had some commercial, light commercial in there. Let's see, motorhomes, travel trailers, dry boat storage, and then it allowed for a restaurant in there. And under this proposal, it goes to the apartments and the commercial instead of the RV park. So this eliminates the RV park.
Okay, thank you. Also, the time frame for completion of the project, is there a time frame restriction? And are there plans for a marina at that site?
Well, as far as the timing goes, they have to start within 4 years. As far as how long they plan, we'll let Mr. Rankin answer that after.
Okay. And are there plans for a marina? Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Regarding traffic, yes, there'll be a traffic study on this property, be required to do that. Noise, I'll go back to probably what's going to assist in noise pollution on this property would be whether it's a property homeowners association or the condo association is going to have a policy like any other development of this nature that would have daytime hours, nighttime hours, for example. The one my father lives at where, 10 o'clock at night, if you're throwing a party, you're in trouble. But before that, just be kind to the neighbors. So there will be some traffic. As far as a noise study, I don't know of anything that exists short of decibel levels that you get involved in. The other question, the chair answered about the RVs as well as Dan. If there's an RV here, it's because somebody pulled in looking for somebody that lives in one of these units. But no, this is not an RV park. So.
Do you have a time frame on construction?
Well, we're under the clock as far as when we need to start this development, so the market's really going to drive that. I'm going to sit here and say something that the owners may pucker, but we're going to push them as quickly as possible to get this thing moving. I'll get the D9 out there, diesel up to go once the city commission says yes. So, the market, it's my opinion with the void that's there, that there'll be some opportunity to get this thing moving in phases as soon as possible. I think I answered.
And
then the last one was the marina.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
And with this development, one of the owners, with this development, there is the potential under land use for that. So it's just going to kind of evolve how the marina component. Living near that lake and knowing some that live on the lake, I hear all the time somebody says, somewhere along this run, we need to have a fuel stop and a place to get a burger. And so, if you've got a boat and you're on this lake, you know what I'm talking about as far as a void there.
Cool.
Thank you.
Sir. Is there anybody else that wants to speak for or against? All right, we'll close to the public and render a decision. Is there any discussion before someone makes a motion? If not, I'll accept the motion.
I make a motion to accept PUD 25687.
With townhouses.
With townhouses, noted in there. Was there anything else?
There was the townhouse and then the two corrections that we need to make on,
Well,
one on
that's-
the acreage and one on the section.
I don't think we really need to put that in there because that's part of the record.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I mean,
That's correct, that's fine.
should have been an attorney. Thank you.
Yes, did everything that they just said.
Thanks. Is there a second? Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Sennett,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
Commissioner
Never been first
Simeon,
before.
Yes.
Commissioner Felton,
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
Commissioner Carter,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaplan.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right. Under new business, number 2, public hearing. I'll wait for everybody to get out. Oh, we by ourselves then. Good. Can y'all take it outside, please? Mike. Mike. We got 2 more cases.
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
That's okay. We'll forgive you. I'm entertaining too. Case number 2, public hearing case number SSCP 25-644, Legacy Commerce Small Scale Comprehensive Plan Amendment. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce the other one too. We're going to present all the information at the same time. We'll vote on them separately, but this way we don't double up. Number 3, public hearing case number SPUD 25-645, Legacy Commerce Small Planned Unit Development. All yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. By way of background, this project consists of an annexation, small-scale comp plan, and rezoning on a site consisting of 7.3 plus or minus undeveloped acres. The general location is on the west side of US Highway 27 and north of University Avenue. The request is for approval of a future development consisting of 50,200 square feet of multi-use office/warehouse type buildings. Under the proposal, the future land use application for the project, they're requesting a change from Lake County Urban Low to City of Leesburg General Commercial. Under the zoning application for the project, they're requesting a change from Lake County Agriculture to City of Leesburg Small Planned Unit Development. Senior Planner Max Van Allen will present the maps and photo exhibits, including aerial zoning, future land use, surrounding land use, wetlands, flood zone maps, commission, and CRA maps.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. The first image is the extended aerial showing the site generally located north of University Avenue and west of US Highway 27. The aerial shows the site directly west of US 27 and directly south of Aztec Trail. The surrounding city zoning includes P Public to the north, C2 Community Commercial to the east, PUD Planned Unit Development to the east and south. The property is currently zoned Lake County A Agriculture and is surrounded by RMRP Mobile Home Park to the northwest and south, A Agriculture to the south and west, RM and R3 and CFD to the south, C1 and PUD to the northeast. The proposed zoning is SPUD, Small Planned Unit Development. The surrounding city future land use includes general commercial to the north and south, estate residential to the east, institutional to the north and south, conservation and recreation to the north, and neighborhood mixed use to the south. The current future land use is Lake County Urban Low and is surrounded by Lake County Urban Low and conservation to the northwest and south. The proposed future land use is general commercial. Surrounding land uses include government to the north and south, residential to the north, west, east, and south, vacant commercial to the south, and commercial to the northeast. Nearby city developments include Windsong Phase 2, First Academy Athletic Complex, and Whispering Hills to the east. There is some flood zone present on the southwest corner of the property. The same area shows shallow marsh wetlands present in the southwest corner. The property is outside of and below the 27441 CRA and is adjacent to Commission District 3. Signs were posted. The close-up of the sign is the top image. The bottom image is looking north along US Highway 27 from the subject property. The top image is looking east across US Highway 27 from the subject property. The bottom image is looking south along US Highway 27 from the subject property. And finally, looking west onto the subject property from US Highway 27. That's all I have, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Van Allen. With that, we move on to the departmental review summary. Project again sent out to all city departments, including the Lake County Government and Lake County Public Works. Under city department responses, there were no substantive comments from the city departments. They did note that it's outside the City of Leesburg electric service area. School board's comment was, since this is a non-residential project, the school board has no comment. Lake County Public Works, again, had no comment. Under public responses, the project was legally advertised, posted, and letters sent out to the surrounding property owners. The city received no responses from the ads and letters. Under the terms of the SPUD agreement, the proposal consists of 7.3 acres with 50,200 square feet maximum of multi-use office and warehouse buildings. The permitted uses include office uses, warehouse and mini warehouse, industrial flex space, indoor light manufacturing, building trades and contractors with indoor storage such as plumbing, heating, electrical. We did add daycare and private school as the location is near residential development up and down Highway 27.
How about worship?
And we could add worship if that worship center, staff has no issue with that as an additional use. A project proposal includes design standards, which are part of the city's ordinance section 25-360. So if you're along the major roadways, that includes things like screening of the mechanical units and some design standards for the facade so that it looks nice. It's not just metal buildings. There'll be dark sky lighting, a landscape plan required. This is a maximum building height of 2 floors or 35 feet, which is consistent because there's different uses up and down this area, but there's a lot of residential, so we're trying to keep it at that level. Again, Bermuda and Bahia grass permitted where St. Augustine is not. The site access is shown on the plan itself. One is all that is needed. In this case, again, US 27 being under FDOT authority, the developer will be required to provide any expansions or turn lanes or anything like that that's required by DOT. The development will be on city water and wastewater, and our utility service has indicated that there is capacity available at this time. The standard phasing or expiration clause, it applies here as well as it does in all PUDs. They have 4 years to move forward or automatically revert to the RE1 zoning standards, which is 1 acre per unit. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to go ahead and read the 2 recommendations into the record. For small-scale comp plan 25-644, Legacy Commerce and Industrial Center. Planning and Zoning Department is recommending approval of the request for the following reasons. One, the project meets the requirements of Chapter 163.3187 Florida statutes for small-scale comp plan amendments. Two, the proposed request is compatible with the adjacent future land use designations of Lake County Urban Low, City Institutional, Recreation, Conservation, General Commercial, Neighborhood Use, and Neighborhood Mixed Use, and Estate Residential. Three, the proposed request as conditioned is compatible with the proposed zoning of small plan unit development. And four, the proposed future land use designation for the site is consistent with the city's growth management plan, future land use element goal 1, objectives 1.4 and 1.6. The action requested is a vote to approve the small-scale comp plan amendment from Lake County Urban Low Density to City General Commercial and forward this recommendation to the City Commission for consideration. Under SPUD 25645, which is the rezoning for Legacy Commerce and Industrial Center, the Planning and Zoning Department is recommending approval of the request for the following reasons. One, the proposed request for the SPUD zoning is compatible with the current surrounding zoning districts, including Lake County RMRP, R3, RM, CFD, A, C1, and with City P, C2, and PUD. We can look those up if you want to, but that's, trust me, they're there. The proposed zoning is compatible with the proposed future land use designation amendment to city general commercial and the current surrounding future land use designations. Three, the site is compatible with existing City of Leesburg approved developments along US 27 corridor. And four, the proposed request does not appear to create a detriment to surrounding properties as conditioned in the SPUD document. The action requested is to vote to approve the proposed rezoning from Lake County A Agriculture to City SPUD Small Plan Unit Development and forward this recommendation to the City Commission for their consideration. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, based on a review of this proposal and the fact that it's consistent with the city's comprehensive plan, the land development regulations, staff is recommending approval for these cases, small-scale comp plan 25-644 and SPUD 25645. Attorney J.D. Bricklemeyer is here to represent the case and answer any questions you may have, sir.
Thank you. Any questions of staff?
No, sir.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, Mr. Chair. Any questions for me?
Any questions?
Yeah, you can just tell us a little bit about the project.
Go ahead. Go ahead and state your name and your address.
J.B. Bricklemeyer, 17032 Johns Lake Drive, Winter Garden, Florida, 34787. You can see from the site plan, the idea is to provide a number of, we can get that up. There we go. A number of, flex space units that can be used for a variety of things. And probably going to have 2 staff on board, depending on kind of exactly what we end up figuring out from a marketing standpoint from the hours. And it's about a $3 to $4 million build out is what we're looking at. Their intent is to get started reasonably soon. Look, we're working on financing right, and with clients working on financing right now, so they aren't going to wait very long. And really, it is what it is. It's a couple warehouse buildings that have got flex space for a variety of trades. I'm not sure we're going to ever put daycare in there, Dan, but I mean, it's in there, but I'm not sure who's going to sign up for that one. But the idea is that, it provides a place for folks to operate out of who don't want a full-scale office. It's something much more reasonably expensive. They don't have clients coming to the door, think you're a plumbing contractor. He can store his stuff there, potentially even put his vehicle in the garage, in the building, that kind of thing. So a lot of places depending on what county we're in, you're not allowed to park a commercial vehicle at your house. People do it, but you're not allowed to. And this is one of the potential things that could meet going forward. So, does that help?
Yes, sir, it did.
Any other questions?
It will, Mr. Chairman, it will work as Mr. Bricklemeyer says because of the amount of houses that are going to be built down there. Mm-hmm. And then when those are built, it'll turn into a church and a daycare.
Yeah. That's why I figured it.
Maybe on the front, church, daycare.
Hey, never say never, man. Tenant's a tenant, buddy.
Absolutely.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
I got one question.
Yes, Mr.
Colonel.
Yes, sir.
He's a Marine Corps colonel,
I
okay?
understand.
Retired. Okay.
Mr.
The property in front doesn't show a structure. Is that a future commercial?
That's a future designation. We're going to have to come back with a site plan at some point for P&Z and council approval.
But that is part of the property?
That is part of the
Okay.
property, and right now, we don't have a use plan for it in the short term. We're looking at restaurants, a bunch of different things. We're really kind of waiting for somebody to put some stuff on the back, get something going to make a little money, and then wait for somebody to come along and make an offer to develop something on it.
Thank you.
Sure.
Good
Thank you,
question.
sir.
Thank you. All right, we'll close to the public and render decision. Is there any discussion on the two cases? If not, on public hearing case number SSCP 25-644, Legacy Commerce Small Scale Comprehensive Plan Amendment, do I have a motion?
Yes, sir. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
All right.
I'll second that, please.
With the addition of the worship?
Worship and daycare, was it included?
Worship and daycare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Second that.
Cool. Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Sanders?
Yes.
Commissioner Simeoni?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman?
Yes.
Commissioner Carter?
Yes.
Commissioner Kaplan?
Yes, nice. Get you up twice. I thought you had called me earlier. Sorry.
Commissioner Sennett?
I demand $25 more. Yes. Sorry. On public hearing case number 4, public hearing case SSCP 25-1269. Oops,
No, you got the wrong one.
I skipped,
Yeah.
sorry. I went down one. Public hearing case number SPUD 25-645, Legacy Commerce, small planned unit development.
And
All right.
this is the one we'll have to add the worship to, because this is the PUD one.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve with the worship and the daycare?
Daycare's already
Okay,
in there.
daycare's in there, just the
That's why I
worship.
didn't bring it up earlier.
Okay.
I second that.
Last act, I'd like to.
Oh, oh, you want to second that?
Yes.
Okay.
I should
Thank
let
you.
you make the motion.
I'm sorry.
I
Any
should let you
discussion?
make the motion.
Roll call?
Commissioner Simeoni?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman?
Yes.
Commissioner Carter?
Yes.
Commissioner Kaplan?
Yes.
Commissioner Sennett?
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you.
Okay, on public hearing case number 4, public hearing case SSCP 25-1269, got ahead of myself earlier. Dominion Apartments Small Scale Comprehensive Plan Amendment. They've asked for it to be postponed. Do I have a motion to postpone?
Motion to postpone.
Regarding, excuse me, regarding SSCP 25-1269, I make a motion to approve the postponement.
Thank you. Is there a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? On public hearing number 5, public hearing case PUD 25-1270, Dominion Apartments Planned Unit Development. They request to be postponed as well to the 23rd. Is there a motion to postpone?
They want me to do it again?
Man, you're on a roll, buddy. Is there a second?
He ain't finished.
I make motion to approve.
Well, he went like this, so I'm sorry, I didn't do it on purpose.
Hey, we're gonna send him off to the side.
Lord.
Go ahead.
Regarding motion PUD 25-1270, I move that we approve the postponement.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much. Stuart, thank you for your service.
And thank you all for.
Really appreciate it.
It's been a long ride, and I hope I've been
helpful over the years.
Yes, you have.
So, Stuart, you're going to retire now? Are you retiring?
Yes.
Sir, are you retiring?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Congratulations. Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, you
staff
may.
wanted to reach out and say thank you to Stuart for all the hard work he did all these years. Our section that you'll hear me refer to quite often, the Architectural Standards 25-360. Stuart had a lot to do with that. He came in and worked with us and talked to us and explained things from his knowledge base and experience and background. Super, super helpful. We took 120 pages and broke it down to 19.
Wow.
And it was super,
That's
super,
sweet.
I think it was 19 or 20, but it was really, and we have good architectural standards that change from time to time, but thank you. It meant a lot to us and your service to,
Feels like a million years ago.
well, and just from staff, you always serve well and faithfully and always put the city first, and we appreciate you, sir. Thank you very
So,
much.
Dan, question. When does he get that $100,000 bonus you were telling me about?
Well, it'd be after I leave.
Darn. It set a precedent.
And then, may I have a couple of other things I need to discuss?
Sure.
Number one, let's see. On our planning commission, Monday night is the time for the city commission reading for updating the membership of the planning commission. The people who, Stuart, of course, is leaving us by his choice, not ours. Z. Carter's time, this will be the last meeting, and John O'Kelly, this will be the last meeting. If they are, hopefully, they are brought back on board, but if they're not, this will be their last meeting too. I have no control or ability on that, but I wanted to be sure to ask you two to please be at the meeting and be ready to say a word or two. That's what they normally ask for nowadays is, and
That's the next city commission?
this Monday night on the
Did you set a meeting?
city commission.
Yeah, I know, but didn't they just have a meeting this past month? So it'd be every,
It, okay, whatever the next city commission meeting is.
okay, whatever it is, okay.
And I think it is this Monday night, but
Okay, maybe it
we
is.
did want to be sure to ask you guys to be there to say
Okay.
hi. I want to be on the planning commission.
Yeah, they didn't have one this week.
Yeah.
No, because they brought up the
Okay,
existence of P and Z the week before.
okay.
It feels like that, that it's every week. And so as you were alluding to, Mr. Chairman, it was brought up at the city commission, at the last city commission meeting, that there may be a recommendation coming from the group Lake 100, which is an economic development group. I'm not super familiar, but that they may make a recommendation to the city commission to replace the planning commission with a magistrate. So under a magistrate system, you have one attorney who's reviewing what we do here. And I think Lady Lake has one, Wildwood, and I'm not sure who else. So that, and now you know about what I know. So
Keep your eyes open, and whatever that meeting is, show up.
right, and I don't know if it's going to come back up, when it's going to back up, when the recommendation is coming, or if they even are going to make that recommendation, but it was brought up at that meeting, and I thought we should at least be sure everyone's aware. If that happens, then there would be a schedule, I'm sure, and we'd work it out.
Lake 100's having their next meeting in October, and that's when they're going to review it.
Okay.
But, so I would imagine it's going to be after that, because they're going to come there and push it real hard, so.
Okay. Very good.
My opinion's, it's not a good idea, but I don't think one person should make a decision that 7 people can work out better details and, make compromises and, make things work
Well
for
said.
everybody.
Yes, sir.
But that's my opinion. Anything else? Cool.
Lake 100, that comes out of the county.
No, it's more Leesburg than anything else, but it's a
Private, as I understand it, a private economic development group? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I'm a member, but
The reason I ask, because I've been reading about Lake 100, and there's a 5-cent gas tax that's coming up that's gonna be announced here very soon.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And I was just wondering who, I never heard of Lake 100 until now.
Yeah, they've been around for 6, 7 years probably.
Been a while.
Okay.
I've been on it for about a year.
Oh, you own the Lake 100?
Yeah. They're, I'll probably get in trouble for this, but they're kind of a political action committee. And, they get something that they're for, then they promote it real hard,
And consist of how many people?
Well, it's about the size that the chamber, the lunches are.
Oh.
Now, how many people are on the board itself? I'm not on the board.
Okay.
I'm just a member.
Oh, okay.
But
I got you.
I recommend you showing up to that meeting and speak up.
In regard to the potential gas tax, as you are fully aware of, one of the big problems or one of the big issues that we face as cities and counties in Lake County is the fact that the roads are becoming more and more crowded. So
Yeah.
there is a move to apply a 5-cent gas tax.
Right.
Now, I think it takes more than just tomorrow's meeting. I'm not sure if it takes a vote or not.
I can't remember.
But
how it works.
It's gonna be
it would be, as my understanding,
commission.
Yeah, the county
it
commission.
would be directed toward road improvements.
Right.
So,
And we already at like a 7% already, and I think the maximum you go is 12.
okay.
And I kind of did a little investigation.
Did you? Okay.
And everybody else around here, like Orange County's at 12 already, Sumter County's at 7, Marion County. So it would be good because if we don't adopt that, we're gonna end up getting property tax rate, and I don't want property tax rate. But that's gonna be the next thing.
Well, it's a user.
Right.
And that's really
Right.
That's
the
really
best
what's
kind of
better.
tax.
And people really wouldn't know because the people that's driving through it be getting gas, they wouldn't know that, to be honest about it. Not to be trying to hide nothing, but
No, user tax is the best way to do it, especially in a tourist area.
Right.
That's why, I think sales tax ought to be higher and cut out all these other taxes. And then you got all these other people paying for your stuff,
yeah,
But that makes sense. So,
just don't mess with that property tax, though, please.
they're trying to get rid of it.
I wish they did.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah. It would have been more wonderful about 20 years ago when I had $1 zillion worth of property. But anyway, anything else? Thank you, everybody. And Stuart, thank you again.
Thank you, everybody.
Come back, visit us.
Hope to see you around, good brother.
And Dan's going to knock on your door when he needs more help.
All right.
Thank you.